Hi, hello guys, so welcome back to my brand new channel. My name is Mohammed Harris. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Polestar 2, the 2023 Polestar 2 in specification. So first, let's start off by the exterior. So first you have this classic Polestar badge over here as always, but before we move on to the headlights, I'm going to give you 5 seconds to guess what these headlights look like. Yeah, you're right, this looks like a Volvo. The reason is because Polestar is owned by Volvo, so that's why it looks very Volvo-ish. So there are going to be a lot of similarities between this Polestar and a random Volvo car you would see. So in contrast, I really think this Polestar headlight looks really nice. I just love Volvo headlights, LED. Now, if we move on to the biggest difference between this and the 2020 Polestar 2, we have a grille. It's covered. Basically, it's covered. And they replaced that with a front camera and some radar systems you have over here. And there's nothing much really different from the old version of the Polestar 2. You've got some fog light sensors over here. Now, let's move on to the side. Now, as we have 20-inch alloy wheels, which in my opinion are the best alloy wheels you can get. And the side, I don't know, but they have added this sticker which says Polestar 2 with all the specifications on it. Though I really do love the mirror design. Love this. It's so frameless. Really nice. Cool looking. There aren't many bends and creases, so this is the only crease you'll probably find, and probably one down here. Now, here's the charging port of the car. Now, my most favorite part. Let's move on to the back of this car. Oh my gosh, the back looks so stunning. I love the way the strip LED light expands throughout the whole vehicle. Oh, it looks so nice. It's way better than the Tesla Model 3 in my opinion. I can't just stop looking at this. Alright, now as we're done with the exterior, we're now going to move on to the interior. So let's go on and sit down in the interior. So, sitting down in the Polestar 2, I feel quite low because I'm a child, as you know. So, my first impression is really nice. Compared to the Tesla Model 3, this does have a driving meter over here, and it's, in my opinion, I love the design. It's so minimalist. The Tesla Model 3 is also minimalist, but this is minimalist in a different way. And also, build quality feels more expensive. There's only a bit of scratchy parts, taken over here and down here, but that doesn't matter too much. And the steering wheel also looks like a Volvo, like this. If you just replace this with the Volvo badge, it will obviously look like a Volvo steering wheel. But I've never complained about the steering wheel. It feels really nice as well. But this is like the car with the most heated steering wheel, so it actually feels kind of hot if in cold conditions. I love the chrome around this. I have black trimming. As you can see, Polestar has changed from chrome to black on their steering wheel, so the Polestar badge is in black, as you can see over here. Now, if you move on to the center screen is a big, massive, like a tablet. It's actually powered by Android, so Polestar has hired some Android experts to make the screen, and it's really responsive in my opinion. I think it might be even better. Since I'm an Android user, I really love the way this car responds to it. And also, the center console. I wouldn't say this is the best material. So you have this two-tone paint over here. So the gear selector is really nice, shabby. Has a Polestar logo over there. And over here you got a wireless charger down over here. And then the rest of your things over here. I mean, it's a little bit. Most of the controls are through the screen. The reason I think this looks better than a Model 3 is because it is minimalist, but it's minimalist in a different way. I do love the materials over here. I love the way the door handles chrome strip. I love these. Now, in terms of storage space, well, we have a cup holder over here. Cup holder over here, as you can see. So we can fit one cup holder. We have door bins. Door bins are not the biggest in my opinion. They're pretty long. They actually extend all the way down there. Now, if we look at the... I want to talk about the air vents over here. The air vents, obviously like a Volvo, they have a black trimming around there. But there's one problem I have with the air vent. And the air vent over here, up here on the dash, it just doesn't look natural. I don't know why. Polestar, you've done a very bad job. So it basically looks like this vent is actually facing upwards rather than here. So the placement of this air vent is really bad. Now, let's move on to the glove box. The glove box, you don't open it like a usual glove box. You actually move it to the side, but it's decent. It's an average size glove box, so it's not too big. Nothing too much about this. So, and you know, I do love the seats. They feel really comfortable, like Volvo sweet seats. Oh, they always feel comfortable. But we are now going to be reviewing the interior of this car. So let's move on. The handles, as you can see, are normal. They're alright. The opening, it's not the best opening, but it's just enough to fit a child seat in it. Okay. Now, I've made this seat as back as it can, and to be honest, it's not the best feeling over here. The legroom is fine, but you can't really stretch your feet out, because I don't know what this is. These parts for it, you can't really stretch your feet out. You have some nets over here. Well, really handy. They're pretty difficult to get though. The seats, again, are really comfortable as before. There's one problem. There is a hump over here. It's not the largest hump I've ever seen, but Polestar has a reason to do that. As you know, electric cars have batteries underneath the floor. That's why you feel like a bit raised up, and you don't have like much under thigh support in this matter. So the reason they added a hump, so you can get more under thigh support. And I actually do feel pretty comfortable according to under thigh support. Now, this middle seat is also pretty comfortable. I'm having difficulty to put my feet. Alright, guys. The middle seat is pretty a bit raised up rather than the other two seats, but I guess that's really fine. Now let's move on to this armrest. Armrest pretty normal. You just got two cup holders over here. I mean, I wish they could cover it so your hand doesn't. So if you have bottles over here, you have to like bring it back over here. And as you can see, this fabric over here is actually through loading in this car. So you can, if there's anything long you want to fit in this car, you can just boom through loading. For example, like I don't know, a golf bat maybe. And over here we got some child points. They're not the best child points I've ever seen, but they're pretty easy to get. I think they could improve the opening. I do have the sunroof over here. It's really nice, really big. Also got a Polestar badge over there. Now, solid. These are pretty solid as well. You got some reading lights over here as well. Unfortunately, there's no reading lights over here since there is a sunroof. And on the back, it's not the best car. That's all I want to say. Now, so this is an electric tailgate boot. Opens really nice. The space is really decent as a matter of fact as well. I do love the hatchback opening, so that means you can easily put suitcases inside here. All I want to say, this is pretty nice. So we got some nets over here. As you can see, that is the through loading from the back. So if you can fold it, then you can see. Got some underfloor storage, guys. Right, this is underfloor storage. It's actually pretty heavy. And I don't know what this is for. This part over here, it basically just raises up. I think this is for this over here, but I don't think this is able to fit over here. I don't think that's going to be able to fit down here. And other than that, I think this boot is also really nice. I mean, there is a bit of down here, so it's going to be pretty hard to slide things down. The thing I'm disappointed in the boot is that this is smaller than the Tesla Model 3. It's 479 litres. Well, the Tesla Model 3 is 574 litres. Well, that is a sedan car, and that has more boot space. And this doesn't. I'm pretty disappointed in that. Alright, I'm gonna reach this one. Okay, you have some grapple hooks over there. You got another one. Alright, that's all I want to say. Since this is an electric car, as well as it has a boot, it also should have a frunk as well, a front boot. Now, as you can see, this is tailgate. Cool. So this front, I mean, the opening over here is over here. Unlike the Tesla is front is operated through the screen over there. So let's go look at the front. We're gonna lift this up. Well, okay, now we see a frunk over here. Wow, the frunk isn't really big. I think it's really nice to actually add a frunk to it. It's actually 130 liters in my thinking, though you can fit a few shopping bags in here. Really nice. You've also got a Polestar repair kit area over here, which I think is really handy. To be honest, it's not as large as a Tesla frunk, because Tesla's frunks are always the best. But still, probably the second best. Okay, now let's move on batteries and range. So this is a long range dual motor Polestar. There are 4 specs of this Polestar. First is the standard range single motor car, which you can get for £44,000. Then you've got the long range single motor car, which you can get for £48,000. Then you can get the long range dual motor car for £52,000. And then the highest spec is the long range dual motor with performance pack. You can get that for £57,000. Alright, if I start with my final verdict. Well, the exterior is also really nice. The interior is also really nice. There's one part of the Polestar 2 that I'm not really sure about, and that is backseat and practicality. Well, there's not as much room as you have in a Tesla Model 3, but still, I think this is a brilliant family car, raised up to the ground. Really nice handling as well, since this new car is rear-wheel drive rather than a front-wheel drive. So my verdict is that if you want a more of a sporty and a performance car, I think you should go with a Tesla Model 3. But if you want to have a more fun, practical family car, I think you should go for this Polestar 2. Now that's the end of my video.